Good morning, Topic Mixer family. I was just wanting to make a quick post here before I get out and get going for the day. I have a lot on my mind right now. You know, let's start with the big news story, coronavirus or COVID-19 as they call it. There's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of false information out there, and a lot of stuff going on about how the government's going to shut the city, the states down, the whole country down in 2 weeks, and everybody's going to be quarantined in their house. There's going to be some limited quarantines, stores and stuff like that are going to take action. I'm going to tell you what I would suggest to everybody. One, of course, is they're all you've heard 1,000 times before. Make sure you're washing your hands. If you cough, cover your mouth. Never touch your face. These are all important things that you need to do in those cases. Also, practice social distance. Don't hug people. Don't shake hands. I know moms have to handle babies, dads have to handle babies and stuff like that. A lot of schools are still open, though a lot of schools are closed. So, kids tend to play together. They cough around each other, sneeze, and I'm not saying that kids are infected, but that the virus can get to the kids too. So you have to be very careful with them. They're vulnerable, as well as older people who have heart conditions, also people who have diabetes, anyone whose immune system has been compromised, cancer patients, people like that. It is important that they watch everything and be very careful and very cautious, and they should most definitely isolate themselves from most people. That's to protect themselves. Italy right now is going through it pretty bad. They've got a high number of deaths because of this. They still have more cases coming in. Something I've noticed is that it's in places where people are highly concentrated. Wuhan is one of those places in China where this disease started, where people are highly concentrated. So a lot of people living together in the same spot. Also, Italy, a lot of their cities, people live on top of each other. It's always been the way there. It's not like America where people are spread out to the suburbs and places like that. So their entire country's on lockdown. Spain is getting there. England is an island. So, you don't have very many places you can go there. Some places are spread out there, but a lot of people live on top of each other in the cities. In America, we have to watch it. We have places like Chicago, New York, LA, Atlanta, Charlotte, Philadelphia, Boston. The big cities especially have to be very cautious. Now, some other places are more spread out, like Houston, Dallas, all those places have to watch it. But other places are more spread out. Either way, everybody take precautions. I'm worried that in some of our rural places we don't have enough doctors and stuff to handle things if it gets out of hand. A lot of hospitals in rural areas have closed over the past 10 years. And it's going to stretch other hospitals very thin, very quickly. They're going to get overloaded. There's this thing called diversion that hospitals do when they get full, when they send you to other hospitals in the area, especially the larger hospitals. Once they've gotten the capacity, they've got to send you somewhere. And some of those other hospitals can't handle them. I live in Alabama. There are not very many trauma centers here. I think there's 7 altogether here, 7 trauma centers. There's 7 million people in the state. So just imagine 100,000 sick people in this state would be well beyond capacity very quickly. They're not 7 million beds. I think the largest hospital here, which is UAB, has 1,200 beds. Just imagine all those beds full, then they divert over to the other hospitals, so on and so forth. And during flu season, those hospitals are on diversion every year, and all those hospitals are full. So, not to make people panic, just do the right things. Right now, the cases are low in the United States. And again, like I said, there's certain factors that could keep that low. I'm not a doctor. I'm not pretending to be a doctor. I do know they said a A lot of people say, oh, it's just the flu. It's not just the flu. It's more like a pneumonia from what I hear and I understand. But also, as far as testing goes, be careful. Don't run out and get a test if you don't have any symptoms or haven't come in contact with people who have the virus. But if you have, or if you're working in the medical field, I suggest getting tested. And if you're having symptoms, everything from a fever, cough, cold, runny nose, like severe runny nose, not like an allergy type runny nose, a sore throat, I would definitely go and get tested. And again, I'm not a doctor, but these are the things that have been suggested. So on COVID-19, we just got to do the best we can. As far as our leadership goes, there's a lot of criticism of what Trump and them doing. This is the United States. Back in World War II, the one thing that we were known for is our ability to improvise and to come together and find ways to do things. And that was something that America was very good at. And I hope we are still good at that. And I see some signs of that, like companies offering free testing. Our healthcare system has some holes, especially since we don't have socialized healthcare. People are complaining, saying, well, that's why they're having problems in Italy and they have to make choices on who get. Well, they can still all go to the doctor and end up affording the bill. There's a lot of people in America that will not go to the doctor because they can't afford the bill. So that's going to become a problem. We don't have a lot of free clinics in places around here, or what we call clinics for the poor people. And then the ones that we do have will be overworked when this thing gets where it's supposed to get, if it gets that bad. I don't know. The other thing I want to mention today, I've been hearing everything about the Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders debate. To me, it was a toss-up of how I felt about it. Bernie Sanders did okay. He didn't want to do too much to damage Joe Biden. He was trying to fight as best he could so he could stay in the fight. And I like the fact that he is staying in the fight. This is the thing that progressives need to remember, because I'm hearing a lot of stuff from The Hill, Young Turks, Jimmy Dorn today. I heard him too. And also from our friends like Roland Martin and The View, MSNBC, CNN. Now, they're all on a different tune. They want our allegiance as a progressive. And last time, I'm going to be honest with you, I did not vote for Hillary. I voted for Jill Stein. Everybody said, oh, you just gave up your vote like that. There was only two candidates that mattered. That wasn't right. You didn't help the Democratic Party. Here's the thing. And Jimmy Dorn was right in what he said today. He says, we give them our vote. And then they don't have to care about our issues as long as we're voting for them. They know we're already endorsed them, so why do they have to do anything we do? And this same thing I say about black people all the time. Roland Martin the other day wanted to get on black people saying, you a fool for not voting for Biden. You're a fool. You're a fool. You understand all the things he's going to do for us? Bruh, it's the worst thing that a black man can say. You know what's been going on for 20 years. Why is a lot of the same things that were going on when Dr. Martin Luther King was walking on this earth are still going on today? If we've given our vote to the people who cared about us. Sure, there's a lot of things that have changed, but there's a lot of other things that are still going on. Black people are still in economic depression. The rest of the United States is doing better than black people. Something else that's been brought up. We're about to become a minority among minorities. So who's going to hear our voice? See, we've been fighting the same thing over and over and over again, And for everybody else, I want you to understand this. There's a difference between a union worker who makes $22 an hour, who gets a good salary, free health care, and a guy that works at a place like Walmart. Some of y'all may know about these places, like the Dollar Tree, Dollar Store, Family Dollar, and all those places like that. They make $10 an hour. Sometimes they're paying a lot of money for insurance. Home Depot, I can tell you that for instance. A worker there may be paying, who's making $11 an hour at the minimum for himself is $197, but for a family, $365 a paycheck coming out for insurance. That's why a lot of people were backing Medicare for all and, a $15 minimum wage. It's good that some companies have switched to that, like Target and possibly Walmart, but they're still paying a high price for that insurance, so that $15 is more like $10, $9 an hour after you get through with all that plus taxes, So we have to think about those things, and if the Democratic Party wants your vote, they should think about those things too, because these are the average people. Roland Martin and guys like that, and a lot of the people on his show, they're making a lot more than most folks. They got a college degree, so, they can sit there and say what they want, get on that high horse. A lot of black people get on, and it pisses me off when I hear it. Because one guy said we're spoiled millennials. I'm 46 years old. I'm not a spoiled millennial. I work hard for what I got. I work hard every day. And it gets on my nerves to hear folks say that. And that didn't come from a Republican or a conservative. That came from a man that claims he's a Joe Biden supporter. He's a lawyer and got a lot of money. He was on Roland Martin's show. Yeah, I'm calling him out. I don't care. And, if you see this video, you see this video. I'm on a small scale compared to them. But I just want to say the truth about this, man. I can't vote for Trump. I just can't. I just can't see myself voting for Trump. And Joe Biden, he's way better than Clinton. But it's just the system. Something's wrong with the system. And so we have to consider that when we decide who we're going to vote for. It's something awful, man, and the little man is not talked about. Here's Trump, he's filling the courts with people who are not going to be for us. He's filling them up, you know what I'm saying? So I don't care what Roland Martin's saying. Roland Martin's right. We need to vote to get Trump out of office. He's right on another point. We need to organize better. We need to come together and fight this thing. You know what I'm saying? Boycotts work. Ask Dr. Martin Luther King. Marches work. Ask Dr. Martin Luther King. Going before the court works. Ask the NAACP. It works. So we have to do what we got to do. And it's not just as black people, but as progressive. I don't believe in everything as progressive. And I've told y'all before, I'm pro-life. I don't believe in everything about working for the LGBT community. I have a problem with kids having gender surgery before the age of 18, when they're grown and can make their own decisions. So I have some issues there. But I, all the other things I kind of stand for, you know what I'm saying? I'm a man of God, and I believe in marriage between a man and a woman, but I also believe a person should be able to decide to be with who they want. That's their business, not mine. And, I think that we live in a world where some things people take on they shouldn't take on. You know what I'm saying? I believe in charter schools. I don't think there's anything wrong, especially for black people. We need schools where we can design things so our children can get to that point where they're getting ahead in life too. Everybody else has got a leg up. We need a leg up. And there's a way to do that. I think there needs to be more investment in the black community, and I believe that in the business side. I believe in capitalism. I may be progressive, but I do believe in capitalism where it works. But I also believe you can't give everything to the private sector. That's just a belief I have. So, I don't know what to tell you about Biden in November, but, like the Hill, Young Turks, they're all saying this, it's like, we're giving up our vote. Who do we vote for? We're going to go undecided on the thing, and then everybody else calling you a fool on the other side, who's been voting for the same people and not getting anything for years. That's foolish on that side. This morning on The View, they beating up Sanders on the debate, but Biden lied in the debate. There's video on YouTube, man. You don't even have to ask me. Go look it up yourself. Biden lied on the stage. And they're going to support him on CNN. They're going to support him on MSNBC. Shows like The View, which, like I said before, is garbage, will support him. They're going to cover up the lies. And it's just ridiculous, man. It's just ridiculous. But that's enough ranting. I would like to hear how you feel about it, your opinion. I want you to click below and hit like. And when November comes, make your own decision. That's all I'm going to say. Peace.